The AFL Lightning Cup is back. Today we'll be checking out the round 1 action from Groups A and B, starting off with Group A featuring Brisbane, Gold Coast and Richmond. Our first game saw the Lions taking on the Tigers. Fair to say that Brisbane would be the favourites not only to win this game, but probably to take top spot in this entire group. Well, it definitely didn't get off to that kind of start, with Richmond racing out of the blocks to kick the first 3 goals of the game and holding an 18-1 lead at half time. They extended this lead with the first goal of the second half, before the Lions hit back with a few goals late in the game. Brisbane just couldn't get their hands on the ball in the midfield all game long, and in the end, Richmond walked away with an 18-point win. On to Game 2 now, and after an impressive performance in Game 1, could Richmond back it up with another good showing against Gold Coast? It was a slow and defensive start, with the first goal not coming until halfway through the first half. With Richmond leading by just 6 points at half time, it was up to the Suns to respond, and they did just that with an equalising goal early in the second half. The pressure was much higher in this one compared to the first game, with scores hard to come by, but the Suns were doing all the attacking in this second half and scored the go-ahead goal late in the half. A goal after the Sirens saw the Suns push their winning margin out to 13 points. With just one game left in Group A, Gold Coast sit on top with 13 points, Richmond sit in second on 5 points after their 2 games, while Brisbane need a 4-goal win in Game 3 to take second spot and make it through to round 2. Unfortunately for the Lions, the Suns kept their momentum from Game 2 going, kicking the first 3 goals of Game 3 and holding a 19-point lead at half time. Brisbane now needed a 43-point turnaround in the second half to keep their top 2 hopes alive, but Gold Coast refused to show their crosstown rivals any mercy, piling on another 3 goals in the second half to win by 39 points. The final standings of Group A see Gold Coast and Richmond going through to round 2, while a dismal performance from the Lions sees their Lightning Cup come to an end. Group B sees Collingwood, Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs going head to head. The intensity was high in Game 1, with scores once again hard to come by in the first half. It was the Bulldogs who broke through first, kicking the first 2 goals and holding a 12-point lead at half time. The comeback was on for the Pies, however, as they kicked their first 2 goals and levelled the scores midway through the second half. A tense last few minutes of the game saw both teams cracking in, trying to get the breakthrough, but the Siren beat them to it, with Game 1 ending in a draw. The Bulldogs went again in Game 2 against the D's, and they looked determined to make amends for letting the lead slip in Game 1 with an early first goal. The D's answered back with 2 of their own to take the lead, but a set shot goal from Vandermeer put the game back level at half time. The goal-for-goal contest continued in the second half, and another draw looked like it could be on the cards, but the D's took control late, kicking the last 2 goals of the game and walking away with a 12-point win. 2 games down in Group B, and Melbourne sit on top with 12 points. If the Bulldogs are to make it to round 2, they need Collingwood to lose Game 3 by at least 13 points. Another tight first half saw the Pies score the early goal and lead by 6 points at half time. They didn't let up in the second, scoring another 2 goals to push their lead out to 18 points. Melbourne kept fighting, kicking the next 2 goals of the game, but it wouldn't be enough for Bulldogs fans, with Collingwood winning by 6 points. So Melbourne and Collingwood progressed through to round 2, while a spirited effort from the Bulldogs wasn't enough for them to avoid elimination.